In the desolate expanse of the Jericho Reach, where the veil between reality and the Immaterium grew thin, a remote imperial outpost named Caelus V stood as a lone bastion against the encroaching darkness. The winds carried the whispers of demons, and the shadows seemed to dance with unseen malevolence. Caelus V, a forgotten realm in the vastness of the Jericho Reach, harbored a secret that would unleash unspeakable horror. Sergeant Gideon Kell, a grizzled veteran of the Imperial Guard, commanded the outpost's defense. The isolation of Caelus V had driven many to madness, and the occasional warp storms that swept through the region only intensified the sense of foreboding. Kell, however, stood resolute, his faith in the Emperor unwavering.
"Sergeant, this place feels wrong,"
Merrick whispered, clutching his lace gun tighter.
"It's like something's watching us."
"Everything down here is wrong, Trooper,"
Kell replied, voice like iron.
"But fear is a luxury we can't afford. Eyes forward."
"Aye, sir. Just if I don't make it."
"You'll make it,"
Kell snapped.
"You're a soldier of the Emperor. We all are. And he doesn't abandon his own."
As the outpost's voxcaster crackled to life, a distorted message echoed through the corridors. The voice, guttural and filled with an otherworldly resonance, spoke of a prophecy foretelling the awakening of a demon that slumbered beneath Caelus V. The message sent shivers down the spines of the outpost's defenders, and uneasy glances were exchanged among the guardsmen. Determined to maintain order, Sergeant Kell dismissed the message as a ploy by the forces of chaos to sow discord. However, the uneasy atmosphere persisted, and the soldiers patrolled the outpost with twitchy trigger fingers. Nightfall brought with it a palpable tension, and the flickering light seemed to cast elongated shadows that whispered of ancient horrors. In the dead of night, as the moon hung low in the sky, a series of unearthly screams echoed from the depths below Caelus V. The outpost, now on high alert, descended into chaos as panic spread among the guardsmen. Kell, his grim expression etched in determination, ordered a squad to investigate the source of the unearthly cries. The squad descended into the labyrinthine catacombs that riddled the foundations of Caelus V. The air became thick with an otherworldly miasma, and the dim glow of lace guns did little to dispel the encroaching darkness. As they ventured deeper, the walls seemed to pulse with an ancient malevolence.
"What is this madness? These markings, the stench of sorcery. The seal is broken. Warp-touched filth coils in the air like smoke. Emperor, what have they unearthed here? Was this place always damned? And why do I feel drawn to it?"
In the heart of the catacombs, the squad discovered a chamber adorned with heretical symbols and sigils. In the center lay an ancient seal, bound by chains and tainted with the warp's foul energies. The air itself seemed to writhe with unseen forces, and the squad felt the oppressive weight of malevolent eyes upon them. The unearthly screams intensified, reverberating through the chamber. Suddenly, the ancient seal shattered, and a shadowy figure emerged, a demon, its form a swirling mass of darkness and ethereal flames. The demon emerged from the shattered seal, its form a roiling tempest of shadows and flame.
"Mortals,"
it hissed, its voice layered, echoing in every direction.
"you have come to kneel or to be unmade. Which will it be?"
"I kneel only to the Emperor,"
Kell roared, chainsword revving.
"Whatever you are, you'll find no slaves here, only blades."
The demon laughed, a sound like bones splintering under pressure.
Ah, faith. A flickering candle in the storm. Let us see how long it burns.
The squad, paralyzed by fear, watched in horror as the demon spoke in a language that clawed at the very fabric of their sanity. Merrick screamed as the warp energy lashed out, lifting him into the air. His flesh blistered, eyes turning to glass.
Sergeant, it's inside me.
Hold on, Merrick!
Kell shouted, charging forward.
No, please. Tell my brother.
The scream cut off as his body exploded in a cascade of corrupted ash. With a wave of its incorporeal hand, the demon unleashed a torrent of warp energy that consumed the guardsmen. Their agonized screams echoed through the catacombs as their physical forms twisted and contorted, consumed by the demon's malevolent power. The chamber, now a nexus of unholy energy, pulsed with an otherworldly light. Sergeant Kell, alerted by the anguished cries, led a desperate counter-assault into the catacombs. The demon, aware of the intrusion, turned its malevolent gaze towards the approaching guardsmen. Kell, his faith unbroken, bellowed prayers to the Emperor as he charged forward, his chainsword roaring to life. The battle that ensued was a nightmarish dance between the mortal and the demon. Last fire and chainsword strikes clashed with ethereal flames and shadowy tendrils. The catacombs became a battleground where the boundaries between reality and the Immaterium blurred.
You are pain, you are lies, but I am the hammer. I am the Emperor's wrath made flesh, and you will not have this world, not while I still draw breath. In his name,
he roared,
driving the chainsword into the demon's core.
Visions of demonic realms and tortured souls assaulted his senses, and the demon's laughter echoed through his mind. In a desperate act of defiance, Kell's faith burned like a beacon in the warp's desolation. With a roar, Kell drove his chainsword through the demon's incorporeal heart. The catacombs convulsed with an explosion of warp energy, and the demon's form dissipated into a maelstrom of shadow and flame. The chamber, now a desolate husk, echoed with the fading cries of the demonic incursion. Caelus V, scarred by the horror that unfolded in its depths, descended into a somber silence. The surviving guardsmen, their faces etched with the trauma of the demonic encounter, gathered in solemn reflection. Sergeant Kell, his armor battered and his spirit unbroken, surveyed the aftermath. Alone in the ruined catacombs, Kell limped through the ashes.
They all died screaming,
he muttered to the silence.
But not in vain. No, not in vain.
He reached the Vox terminal, bloodied fingers trembling.
This is Sergeant Gideon Kell. Caelus V has been purged of the demon. There are no survivors, no reinforcements needed. Just send someone to burn it all.
The Vox caster crackled once more, but this time the voice that emerged was not of demonic origin. It was the steady voice of an inquisitor, a servant of the Holy Ordos, who had been monitoring the situation. The Inquisitor commended Sergeant Kell for his unwavering faith and resilience in the face of demonic incursion. Caelus V, now a symbol of the Imperium's triumph over the forces of chaos, stood as a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Emperor's servants. Sergeant Kell, his soul scarred by the horrors of the Jericho Reach, vowed to remain vigilant, for the demonic forces that lurked in the shadows of the 41st millennium were ever watchful, and the war against the darkness was an unending battle in the grim expanse of this universe.